Real estate is a terrible business, but it can be a great investment. The reason it's a terrible business is it's highly constrained. Your customers are constrained to a tight geographic radius around the property. You're constrained to the number of units that you own. You can't ramp up production or productivity to gain market share. And there's very little competitive difference in the value offering between your property and that of your competitors. So you get forced into this commoditized pricing structure in which it becomes a business about efficiency and not a business about scale and growth. In fact, the only way that you can scale is to buy your competition or build more competition in the market. And the government knows it's a terrible business. But they also know in order to have a functioning society, you need to make sure that the people have food, water, and shelter. So they make it incredibly tax efficient for investors to invest in real estate, which solves their shelter problem. Additionally, because it's geographically constrained, you have this mobility of demand, but immobility of supply, in that the demand is very fast moving and elastic because it only takes a couple weeks to move. But the supply is very slow and lagging because it can take 1 to 3 years to deliver any meaningful amount of supply to a housing market. Meanwhile, the cost of construction is continually going up, which increases the relative value of existing properties. And lastly, because you have this consistent cash flow over long term leases and you have this appreciation over the long term, it becomes an asset class that lenders are willing to lend on. So it makes it more accessible for investors. The capital outlay to get into real estate is much smaller and it multiplies investment returns. Meanwhile, inflation is eroding the value of the debt.